Mrs. Wira was back. I'll be moving on this afternoon, Ravana, she said. You can help me. Ravana wanted to get back to her blanket, but helping Mrs. Wira would be another change in routine. So that was fine with her. Besides, as long as Mrs. Wira was around, Mother seemed like her old soon. Mrs. Wira and I are going to work together, Mother announced. We're going to start a magazine. We will have our jobs to do. Nuria will look after the little ones. Your mother and I will work on your project, and you will go out to work. Mrs. Wira declared as though she were assigning positions on the hockey field. We are put together, but when I show them the money she earned, wonderful, Mother said. I knew you could do it. Father would have made much. Nuria said, then bit her lip as if it were attempting to bite back her words. Ravana wasn't too good at mood to be bothered. After tea and now for lunch, Ravana headed out with Mrs. Wira to get her belongings. Mrs. Wira wore the burqa, of course, but she had such a distinctive way of walking that Ravana was sure she could pick her out of the whole marketplace of women wearing burqas. She was as though she were rounding up children who were running after class. She walked swiftly, head up and shoulders back, just to be safe, though Ravana stayed close to her. The Taliban don't usually bother women alone with small children, Mrs. Wira was saying, although you can be certain of that. Fortunately, I can probably outrun any of these soldiers. I'd fight them too, if they are tangled with me. I've handled many a teenage boy in my teaching years. There, there wasn't one I couldn't reduce to tears with a good lecture. I saw a child cry this morning, Parvana said, but her words were lost in the whoosh of air as they moved quickly through the streets. Mrs. Wira had been living with her grandchild in a room even smaller than Parvana. It was in the basement of our wind building. We are the last of the widows, she said. The bombs took some, the war took others, pneumonia took the rest. Parvana didn't know what to say. Mrs. Wira did not sound as though she was looking for sympathy. We have the loan of a Karachi for the afternoon, Mrs. Wira said. The owner needs his back this evening to go to work. When we manage it all splendidly in one trip, won't we? Mrs. Wira had lost a lot of things too in bombing race. What the bomb didn't get, the bombing did. Make it easier to move, doesn't it? Ramona lowered a few quilts and cooking things onto the Karachi. Mrs. Wira had everything packed and ready. Here's something they didn't get. She took a medal on a bright ribbon out of the box. I won this in an athletic competition. I was the fastest woman runner in all of Ghana. The sun caught the gleaming gold on the medal. Half other medals too, Mrs. Williams said. So have been lost, but some I would still have. She saw a little, then caught herself enough whistled back to port. By the end of the afternoon, Mrs. Williams had been moved in and the Karachi had been returned. Ravana was too worn out from the day activities to sit still. I get some water, she offered. You offered to do something, Nuria says. Are you feeling well? Probably not. Her mother, can I take Miriam to the top with me? Yes, yes, yes. Miriam jumped up and down. I want to go with Pravana, mother hesitated. Let her go, Mrs. Woody advised. Pravana, boy now. Miriam will be safe. Mother relented, but first she spoke to Miriam. What do you call Pravana when you're sad? Kasim, good. And who's Kasim? My cousin, very good. Remember that. And do what? Pravana said, stay right with her. Do you? Promise, Miriam, promise. She ran to put on her sandals, there to try. She started to cry. She hasn't been sighing over yet. Mother expected Mrs. Wira. Of course, her feet have grown. Leave them to me and dry your tears, Mrs. Wira told Miriam. The sandals were plastic and all in one piece. They will do for Alice soon, so I won't cut them. For today, we'll grab your fitting clothes. Pravana will buy you proper sandals tomorrow. She should be out in the sunshine every day, she said to Mother. But never mind. Now that I'm here, we soon have the family whipped into shape. She checked several layers of cloth around the child's feet. The spoon will be tender if she hasn't been outside in such a long time. She told Parvana, "Man, how you go?" I'm not sure about this, Mother began, but Parvana and her sister hurried up out before she could stop them. Fetching water took a very long time. Maria had seen nothing but the four walls of the room for almost a year and a half. Everything outside the door was new to her. Her muscles were not used to the most basic exercise. Parvana had to help her up and on the stairs so carefully she had to help father. This is the tap, she said to her sister, and soon as the Parvana had walked a little ahead to smooth a pathway free of stones, she turned on the tap so the water gushed out, made him laugh. She stuck a hand in the floor. The snatched back the school water touched her skin. She looked at Parvana as it was open. Parvana helped her to do it again. This time she let the water flow over her. Couldn't swallow any. Parvana warned. They showed her how to splash her face with water. Mary copied her, getting more water on her clothes and on her face, but at least she had a good time. One trip was enough for making the first time. The next day, Parvana took Miriam sandals to the market and used them as a guide to get a bigger bird. She found some used ones that a man was selling along the street. Every day after that, Miriam went to the water shop in Urbana and bit by bit she got it stronger. The day began to fall into a pattern. Parvana went out to the market early every morning, returned home for lunch, then went back to the market in the afternoon. I would say out there if there was only train I could use in the market, she said. I would want you to come home and meet me anyway. Mother said, I want you to know that you are right. One day after she had been working for a week, Pravana had an idea. Mother, I'm soon as a boy, right? That's the idea, Mother said. Then I could be your escort, Pravana said. I could be your escort too, and you could both get something. And Pravana was upset about this. If Nuria got some exercise, maybe she wouldn't be so grumpy, of course. She wouldn't get much fresh air under the burqa, but at least it will be a change. Excellent idea, Mrs. Gria said. I don't want you as my escort, said, but mother stopped her from seeing anymore. Nuria Ali should go outside, but Barban is able to manage fine with Miriam, but Ali squirms so much. You will have to hold onto him. You should get on sometimes too, Fatana, Mrs. Guria said to mother. Mother didn't answer. So Ali said Nuria went along with the idea every day after lunch. Barbana, Nuria, Ali, and Miriam went inside for an hour. Ali had been only a few months old when the teleman came, and he really knew was a little room they had been shut up in for a year and a half. Nuria had not been outside either in all that time. They would walk around the neighborhood until the legs were tired. They would sit in the sunshine when there was no one around. Una would keep watch. Nuria would flip up her burqa to let the sun pour down on her face. I forgot how good this feels, she said. When there was no light up on the water tap, Nuria would watch the little ones right there. Supermana having to carry that water. Sometimes Nuria was with them with her grandchild, and all the three children were washed at the same time. Business has good days and bad days. Sometimes Parvana will sit for hours without a customer. She made less money than her father had, but the family was in, even though most days they ate just 9 and 10. The children seemed lively than they had in a long time. The daily sun and fresh air were doing them a lot of good, although Noria said they were harder to look after now in the room. They had more energy and always wanted to go outside. If they couldn't do well, Pravana was out of work. At the end of each day, Pravana handed over all the money she made. Sometimes mother asked her to buy naan or something else on the way home. Sometimes the times Pravana like this, mother would come with her to the market to shop for the family. In some weird arguments had finally put her down. Pravana liked having her mother all to herself, even though they didn't talk about anything other than how much cooking all to boil or whether they could afford soup that week. Ravana loved being in the market. She loved watching people move along the streets. Loved hearing snatches of conversation that reached her ears. Loved reading the letters people brought to her. She still missed her father, but as the weeks went by, she began to get used to him being gone. It seemed that she was so busy now, the family didn't talk about him, but she heard Mother and Nuria crying sometimes. Once Mary had a nightmare and woke up calling for father. It took Mother a long time to get back to sleep. The one afternoon, Permanent saw her father in the market. He was walking away from her, but Permanent was sure it was him. Father, she called out, springing off her blanket and rushing after him. Father, I'm here. She ran to the crowd, pushing people out of her way. She finally reached her father and threw her arms around him. Father, you say, getting you out of the prison. Who are you, boy? Permanent looked into a strange face. She backed away. I thought you were my father, she said, tearfully down her face. The man put his hands on her shoulder. You seem like a fine boy. I'm sorry, I'm not your father, he paused. So in a lower voice, your father is in prison, Parvana. Not people are released from prison sometimes, don't give up hope. The man went on his way into the market and Parvana went back to her blanket. One afternoon, Parvana was about to shake on her blanket before going home when she noticed a spot of color on the gray wall. She bent down to pick it up. It was a small square of embroidered cloth, no more than 2 inches long and an inch wide. Parvana had never seen it before, and she wondered where it had come from. Her eyes were on to the blackout window where she thought she had seen a flicker of a movement a few weeks before. There was no moving now. The wind must have carried a little piece of embroidery to her blanket, although it hadn't been a very windy day. She couldn't blame the wind a few days later, although when she found a better place under the blanket afterward, she looked and the window was open and saw around the wall of the house. Ravana walked close to get a better look in the narrow open space. Ravana saw a woman's face. The woman gave Ravana a quick smile and put the window shut. A few days later, Ravana was sitting watching TV. We run back and forth between the customers in the tea shop. One of the boys almost collided with a donkey. Ravana was laughing and looking the other way when a tea boy stripped something near her and spilled a tray of empty cheese curd over her blanket. The boys sprawled in the dust in front of Ravana. She helped him gather the covers that had rolled away. She handed him the tray and saw his face for the first time. She let off a gasp and slapped a hand across her mouth. The tea boy was a girl from her class.